Okay, welcome to Pike Tactics. In this episode we are doing pike training. The pike is a very formidable weapon, as it is the longest weapon that we have, and utilizing its reach is always a benefit. Let's start off by discussing how to best hold the pike. I've noticed that holding the pike with it rested on the tip of your elbow, as you can see here with the arrows pointing, is the best way to have full control of your pike. When you put it down, it gets really heavy having the full length of the pike in front of you, and so resting it on your elbow gives you control and allows you to maneuver it a little bit easier than you would just trying to hold it freehand or over the head. In this clip right here, you can see that I am using the full length of the spear to keep those two at bay. They don't want to engage with me, as I already am in range with them, and I could attack before they could even get close to me. And so they don't want to mess with me, I don't want to mess with them, so I'm able to disengage and continue on with the battle. So as you can see here, both Ben and I have the perfect pike pose. Shield out front, pike out front, full length of the pike. This gives us both the ability to poke at each other. Unfortunately, our spears are both the same size, or our pikes are both the same length, so there's no advantage over the other. But if Ben were to have, say, a spear or a javelin, I definitely would have several feet advantage over him. So we can see that making sure you use the full length of the pike is very important. Okay, we're gonna watch a clip here where Ben uses the pike very well, in my opinion, and he unfortunately gets double teamed and dies, but that's besides the point. The fact of the matter is he's displaying a good use of the pike, keeping it at full length, keeping them away from him, and he faces two opponents with the use of his full pike. So you can see they can't really close in with him because he's using the pike to poke them away, to keep them away, and keep them at bay. And even with coordinated attacks, they're unable to break his defense that him using the pike does. It also prevents him from having to overexert himself getting in closer, and stuff like that. So that was a very good use of the pike. In this next video, it's a little hard to see, but I like to use it because it is a good show of how a slightly longer weapon can give you an advantage over the other. So you can see the fighter in the black there is Nephi, and the fighter with the red shield is Samuel. And Samuel has a slight advantage over Nephi because Nephi just has a sword staff, which is about 5 to 6 feet long, and the pike is 7 feet long, thus giving him an advantage. So just try to pay attention to these two fighters, as there's a lot of things going on. Samuel with the pike is pushing Nephi back, and Nephi is retreating because the pike is longer. Unfortunately, Nephi does swoop in and grab that pike, and Samuel didn't have a good enough grip, and so the pike went flying, and so he had to pull out his sword. But for a while there, Nephi was in retreat because his weapon was shorter than his, and he had to act quickly in order to gain victory. So as you can see, the length of the pike definitely gives the advantage over even the sword staff, which I feel like is one of the most formidable weapons to deal with. Now I just want to share with you a fun little tactic to surprise your enemies with. This can be a little bit difficult because you have to have a hand big enough to hold two weapons, but if you hold a small weapon with your pike, it gives you a mild advantage in the fact that if your opponent tries to rush you, you can quickly counter that by dropping the spear and stabbing them with the weapon that is in your hand, as displayed right here. So this has been Pike Tactics. I hope you learned a thing or two in this video on how to best use a pike. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you in our later tactic videos. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.